Hello, I'm Jason Harrelson at Harrelson Trumpets in our Denver shop. And today we are looking at a Summit trumpet that came in on trade. Now this client, he traded his Summit for a brand new VPS Summit. And the difference is that before the VPS, or Variable Performance System, then we had other ways of adjusting the gap and the venturi and some other things on the horns. But we didn't have as many tools. So for many years, trumpet players were buying custom horns from us that didn't have the full system. That doesn't mean they're not great horns. Most of those horns out there never come back in on trade, and people play them for many years. However, we have this one, and it is in perfect condition. It has a beautiful patina. I just want to show it off to the camera here so you can see it, and point out some of the features. You can see there's a lot of compression everywhere. And push it back in there. All right, and this one has the turquoise finger buttons. On the top, you can see lead pipe 7, bell 10. And lead pipe 7 is fairly large. On the side here, it's stamped 348. The venturi is large. If you wanted to dial that down, we can do that with shims. We design special shims, which is known as the gap solution set. And that system allows anyone with any horn, whether you have a trumpet made from any company, it allows you to dial in the venturi size, in other words the inside diameter, as well as the gap setting, how much space is between the backbore and the lead pipe. And setting that is also known as impedance change. That really helps you control flexibility and slotting. So if you have a lot of gap or impedance change here, a lot of space between the backbore and the lead pipe, then you're going to have really hard slotting. As you go higher and higher, you'll lock into the notes maybe too hard. And if you have very little gap, you'll have much more flexibility. It's easier to slide around. And all of us fall on a spectrum somewhere in the middle, where we prefer more or less gap or flexibility and slotting. So this horn was built in Minneapolis, and it is marked on the underside there. And it was built in November of 2012, 5 years ago. So 1 year after this, I developed the venturi gap receiver and put that into production. But this one does not have that system, and it has a style A machined tuning slide, Saturn water keys. It's got one of our screw stops that's actually a ball spring mechanism. So your slide doesn't come out unless you give it an extra tug, because there's a little ball bearing in there that is sprung. So that allows you to use your third slide like normal, but to pull it out, you just give it an extra tug. This has the 3/8 inch bottom caps, standard 1/2 inch recessed top caps, and I didn't talk about the bell. I forgot what it was. It's a bell 10. So bell 10 is larger in taper here. It's got a bigger, more broad sound. It's not the biggest diameter, but it's a big taper. We make them 1/2 an inch bigger in diameter, so that gives you an idea there. This was our standard Summit logo 5 years ago with my signature on the side. And I'm going to show you this tuning slide as well. On this horn, you get your option of either of these tuning slides, or you can upgrade and buy both of them, and we'll have pricing in the listing. Now I should mention, we don't really offer lots of holiday promotions or Black Friday promotions. As a small company, there's only 4 of us here. We take a lot of pride in building the highest quality instruments in the world, and we do not have the capacity to offer a huge amount of inventory at a discount, because we're not a big box retailer that mass manufactures anything. So we don't have that kind of leeway that you see in other companies, and that's mainly because we don't overcharge you in the first place. So the value you get in our horns is far more than what you pay. We build into the horns, right now we believe, almost twice as much value as the price tag. If you were to compare us to the next most expensive brand, you're getting features, even on this horn from 5 years ago, that you would not get on that other brand, and you're getting everything for half price or less. So there's a lot of value here, and our prices are gradually working their way up, but it takes time for us to do that. And at the end of the day, we're not out to make a gross profit that's unreasonable. So we do want to charge fair prices, and we have a limited capacity because we can only build around 100 horns a year. So this Harrelson trumpet, the Summit model, is going up for sale today. And like I said, we don't do lots of big promotions, so don't expect some huge Black Friday promotion where we clear out a ton of horns. That's not going to happen. However, we'll have a couple little surprises that are a lot of fun, and again, a great value. So for those of you who are very serious, then that's coming here later this week. But if you want the best priced horn that I have in inventory today, it's going to be this one right here. It's an amazing playing horn, and it is the best price you're going to see the whole week. All right, so let's play this. I haven't played it yet. My impressions are this. It has a very big lead pipe. From what I can tell, just playing it right now, there may not be any kind of shim in here. So the gap solution set may not have been used on this horn, meaning that the Venturi is 3/4/8. It's very open. A standard Bach trumpet is 3/4/2 to maybe 3/4/5, and this is a lot bigger. It'll definitely take air. And you can really put a lot of air even in the upper register. And the horn has amazing body and sound. It's really just a beautiful sounding horn. But man, when I wail on it, it's like all of a sudden a Mahler horn. Yeah, so it's all there. I'm going to play it a little bit softer. Yeah, I'm overshooting all my notes. Wow. So it's a 5-year-old horn. It is very open. If you wanted to dial it down, I can do that for you before we ship the horn, or we could give you a deal on a gap solution set if you want to really get serious about it. And of course, this horn and all of our trumpets would play better with our modular mouthpiece. This one is my personal mouthpiece, but normally they look like they just taper straight into the lead pipe, and this space here is filled with the nut. So we can make a mouthpiece here to your size and make it fit seamlessly with this horn, almost looking like it was an integral mouthpiece, but it's fully modular. So if you play something really bright and lead or commercial and you need a real hard front end attack, you can set it up that way. In 5 or 10 seconds, you can switch it out, maybe the cup or the throat of the backbore, and make it the biggest, broadest orchestral sounds or a jazz sound or whatever else you would like, and completely change the attack, the airflow, and the character of the tone. So I would recommend a 5mm modular mouthpiece, maybe the gap solution set. There's a lot of room here to do a lot of stuff because the price is really competitive on this Harrelson Summit.